little boats tied in the harbor, waves are rolling in the bay. O'er the dunes, a course majestic, where the lads and lasses play, with the castle ever towering, cloaked in myth and history. Through Port Arrow, the prudent water flowing gently to the sea.
Myself and Davey are going to do a Robert Burns song called Lassie with the Lint White Locks, which was written for Jean, but not Jean Armour. It was written for a girl called Jean Lorimer. It's a nice song. Here we go. When the winter's What's this, Davey?
Yep, we're rolling.
Right, this is a Burns song called Tibby Dunbar, which is all about a poor farmhand trying to connect, if you like, with a daughter of a rich landowner. Tibby Dunbar. Yay!
Oh, the winter it is past, and the summer's come at last, and the small birds are singing in the trees. Their little hearts are glad, but mine is very sad, for my true love is parted from me. The rose upon the briar, by the water running clear, brings joy to the linnet and the bee. Their little hearts are blessed, but mine can find no rest, for my true love is parted from me. All you who are in love, and who cannot it remove? I pity you the pains that you endure, for experience lets me know that your hearts are full of woe. It's a woe that no mortal can cure. My love is like the sun, and the firmament does run. Forever it is constant and true. But his is like the moon, it wanders up and down, and is every month a changing anew. The winter it is past, and the summer's come at last, and the small birds are singing in the trees. Their little hearts are blessed, but mine can find no rest. For my true love is parted from me. My true love is parted from me. Some hear meat and can't eat, some would eat that want it. But we hear meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. From my armchair window on this world, before my eyes appearing, food for breakfast, dinner, tea, and in between meals feeding. Some hear meat and can't eat, some would eat that want it. But we hear meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. From my armchair window on this world, I see butter mountains rising, fish thrown back into the sea, and leaders compromising. Some hear meat and can't eat, some would eat that want it. But we hear meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. Then I see one bowl of rice and a child's eyes looking at me. With feeble bones life's never owned, reaching out to touch me. Some hear meat and can't eat, some would eat that want it. But we hear meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. The ill divisions of this world exist because we let them. The choice is ours between need and greed, to help or just forget them. Some hear meat and can't eat, some would eat that want it. But we hear meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. Down the road a million miles, our children they are crying. Too weak to eat, they've got no meat, they spend their living dying. Some hear meat can't eat, some would eat that want it. But we hear meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. Some hae meat and canna eat, some would eat that want it. But we hae meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked.
Hi, the two songs I'd like to do for you this evening are I Walk in O, and the other one is There Was a Lad. And it was a funny take by Norman Buchan that I found in a wee book at Christmas. So we'll have a go. There was a lad was born in Kyle, but you wouldna ken it in St. Giles, for there they think it nae worthwhile to hae a plaque for Robin. Robin was a roving boy, a rantin' rovin'. Robin was a roving boy. So we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. For Robin was nae Scottish prude, and sometimes he was downright rude, especially tae the unco good. So we'd hae nae plaque for Robin. Robin was a roving boy, a rantin' rovin'. Robin was a roving boy, so we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. For Robin in the pub you'd find, to slake his drouth he didna mind, and far ower fond o' womenkind, to hae a plaque for Robin. Robin was a roving boy, a rantin' rovin'. Robin was a roving boy, so we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. You never saw him on parade, wi' earls and dukes and counts and lairds, though he's done nae bad for the tourist trade, yet we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. Robin was a roving boy, a rantin' rovin'. Robin was a roving boy, so we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. If he'd made his pile fae a whisky still, we'd hae gied him wall and a pew tae himsel'. But they say he only drank it gill by gill, so we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. Robin was a roving boy, a rantin' rovin'. Robin was a roving boy, so we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. And Robin wore nae medals braw, nae big-wigged minion of the law, and wi' duty wasna keen on the church at all. So we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. Robin was a roving boy, a rantin' rovin'. Robin was a roving boy, so we'll hae nae plaque for Robin. Spring's a pleasant time, flowers of every colour, the watering's o'er the heugh, and I long for my lover. I walking I and weary, sleep I can get nane, for thinking o' my dearie. I walking when I sleep I dream, when I walk I'm I walking walking I and weary, sleep I can get nane, for thinking my dearie, I walking Lately night comes on, all the laver sleeping. I think, oh, my bonny lad, and blear my een wi' greeting. I walking I and weary, sleep I can get nane, for thinking, oh, my dearie, I walking Spring's a pleasant time, flowers of every colour, the waterings o'er the heugh, and I long for my lover. I walking
When Chapman Billies leave the street and drouthy neighbours meet, when market days are wearing late and folk begin to tak the gate, whilst we sit boozing at the nappy, getting fou and unca happy, we think nae o the long Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles, the lie atween us in our hames, or sits our sulky sullen dames, gae them the brews like gathering storm, nursing their wrath to keep it warm. This truth fund honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae air right night did canter, old air, whom ne'er a tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, had but thou been so wise, to heed your ain wife Kate's advice, she telled you well you were a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blellum, who frae November till October, I'd market nicht thou wasna sober. That ilka melder with the miller, thou sat as long as thou had siller, and every naig that caed a shoe on, the smith and thee got the roaring fou on. In the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drunk wi' Kirk and Jean till Monday. Well, she prophesied that later soon you would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched by warlocks in the mirk, by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames that gars me greet, to think how mony counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices, the husband fae the wife despises. But to our tale, ae market nicht, Tam got plunted on Cooricht, fast by an ingle bleezing finely, where reeman swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow suitor Johnny, his ancient trusty drouthy crony, Tam looed him like a very brother, for they'd been fou for weeks together. Well, the nicht raid on with sangs and clatter, and how the ale was growing better, the landlady and Tam grew gracious with secret favours sweet and precious. The suitor telled his queerest stories, and the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without nach raring whistle, Tam did nae mind the storm a whistle. Care mad to see a man sae happy, he'd drowned himself a man the nappy. As bees flee hame with lades of treasure, their minutes wing their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er a' the ills of life victorious. But pleasures, they are like poppies spread, you seize the flower the bloom is shed, or like the snowfall on the river, a moment white, then gone forever. Or like the borealis race, that flits or you can point its place, or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time nor tide, that hour approaches, Tam maun ride. That hour, the next black art's the key stane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, when sickenich he takes the road in, as nae poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twould blaud its last, the rattling showers rose in the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That nicht a child would understand that the deil had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, while a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst hodding fast his good blue bonnet, and crooning on some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent care, lest bogles catch him unaware. Kirkalloway was drawing nigh, where ghasts and howlets nickly cry. Well, by this time he was crossed the ford, or in the snaw the chapman smoored. He was past the birks and meikle stane, where drunken Charlie bracks next bane. He was through the winds and by the cairn, where the hunters fund on murdered bairn, and by the thorn and down the well, where Mungo's mother hanged hersel. Before him, down poured all its floods. The Dublin storms rose through the woods, the lightnings flashed frae pole to pole, and near and more near the thunders rolled, until glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a blaze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou can make us scorn, what Tippany would face an evil, what Uskaba would face the devil, while the swats say reigned in Tammy's noddle. Fair play, he cared nae deals a boddle. But Meg, she stood right there astonished, till by the hand and heel admonished, she ventured forward to the licht, and oh, Tam saw an unca sicht. He saw warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion Brent knew fae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspies and reels put life and metal on their heels. And on a winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick, in shape of beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, and to gie them music was his charge, while he screwed the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round like open bresses, to show the deed in their last dresses. And by some devilish cantrip slicht, each in its cold hand held a licht, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the holy table a murderer's banes and gibbet irons, and twas span lang wee and christened bairns. A thief new cutted for the rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks wi' murder crusted, 5 scimitars wi' blood red rusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son of life bereft, with the grey hairs yet stack to the heft. And mair, a horrible and awfu', which even to name would be unlawfu'. But Tam he glowered amazed and curious, as the mirth and fun grew fast and furious, while the piper loud and louder blew, and the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleekit, till ilka carlin swat and reekit, and she kissed her doodies at the whack, as she linket at them in her sark. But Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, all plump and strapping in their teens, and their sacks, instead of crishy flannin, been snow-white 1700 linen, well, these bricks of mine will only pair, that once were plush with good blue hair, well, I'd ha' haen them off my hurdies, for aye blink of the bonny birdies. But wither beldams, old and droll, rig woody hags with speen a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, it's a wonder it didna turn your stomach. But Tam kent what was what fu brawly. There was aye wence and wench and wally, that night enlisted on the core, lang after Kent on Carrick shore, where mony's a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony's a bonny boat. She shook baith meikle corn and beer, as she held the countryside to fear, in her cutty sark a paisley harn, which as a lassie she had worn, and longitude though sairly scanty, it was her best and she was vanty. Though little kent her reverend granny, the sark she coughed for her wee nanny, with 2 pund Scots, was all her riches, would ever grace a dance of witches. Well, hear my muse her wing maun cower, such flicks are far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny Lappin flang, for a supple jade she wasn't strang, and how Tam stood like in bewitched, he thought his very een enriched, till first aye caper, syne another, he tint his reason a''thegither, and he roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark. Well, scarcely had Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees buzz out with angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes, when up she pops afore their nose. As eager runs the market crowd, when stop the thief resounds aloud. So Maggie ran, the witches followed, with monies and eldritch screech and hollow. O Tam, you'll get your fairn, in hell they'll roast you like a hern. In vain thou, Kate, awaits thou coming. Kate soon will be a woeful woman. So day your speedy utmost meg, and reach the keystane of the brig. There at them thou your tail may toss, for a running stream would dare across. But ere the keystane she could make, fike a tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far afore the rest, hard on noble Maggie pressed, and she flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little was she Maggie's mettle, I sprang brought off her master hail, but left ahin her ain grey tail. The carlin had caught her by the rump, and left bare Maggie scarce a stump. Now, who this tale of truth may read, baith man and mother's son tak heed, that if to drink you are inclined, or if cutty sarks run through your mind, ye micht just buy the joys our dear, remember Tam O'Shanter's mare.
This is a song by Burns for one of his loves, Nancy. A Fond Kiss. A fond kiss, and then we sever. A farewell, and then forever. Deep in heart-wrung tears I'll pledge thee, warring sighs and groans I'll wage thee. Who shall say that fortune grieves him, while the star of hope she leaves him? Nay, no cheerful twinkle lights me, dark despair around benights me. I'll ne'er blame my partial fancy, nothing good remiss my Nancy, but to see her was to love her, love but her and live forever. Had we never loved so kindly, had we never loved so blindly, never met or never parted, we had ne'er been broken hearted. Fare thee weel, the first and fairest, fare thee weel, the best and dearest, thine be ill the joy and treasure, peace and enjoyment, love and pleasure. A fond kiss and then we sever, a farewell, alas forever. Deep in heart-wrung tears I'll pledge thee, warring signs and groans I'll wage thee. Okay, this is another wee song by Ravi Burns, actually an adaptation of an older traditional song, and it's about growing old together. John Anderson, My Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John, when we were first acquaint, your locks were like the raven, your bonny brow was bent, but now your brow is belled, John, your locks are like the snow, but blessings on your frosty brow, John Anderson, my Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John, we climbed the hill together, and many a hanty day, John, we had with one another. But we maun totter down, Joe, but hand in hand we'll go, and we'll sleep together at the foot, John Anderson, my Joe.
This is our Scottish song for Burns Night, the Skyboat Song. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Loud the winds howl, loud the waves roar, thunderclaps rend the air. Baffled our foes, stand by the shore, follow they will not dare. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Though the waves leap, soft shall he sleep, ocean's our royal bed. Rocked in the deep, Flora will keep watch by your weary head. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Many's the lad fought on that day, well the claymore could yield. When the night came, silent they lay, dead on Culloden's field. Burnt are our homes, exiled in death, scatter the loyal men. Yet ere the sword cool in its sheath, Charlie will come again. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. This is the Lost Words Blessing. Enter the world with care, my love, and speak the things you've seen. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow. And even as you travel from heather, crag and river, may you, like the little fisher, set the stream alight with glitter. May you enter now as otter, without falter into water. in city and in forest, let the logs become your chorus. And when every hope is gone, let the raven call you home.
New Westland winds and slaughtering guns brings autumn's pleasant weather. The moorcock springs on whirring wings among the bloomin' heather. New waving grain wide o'er the plain delights the weary farmer, and the moon shines bright as I rove at night to muse upon my charmer. The pear tree close the fruitful fells, the plover loose the mountain, the woodcock haunts the lonely dales, the soaring hen the fountain. Through lofty groves the cushat rose, the path o' man to shone. The hazel bush hangs the thrush, the spreading thorn the linnet. Thus every kind the pleasure find, the savage and the tender. Some social join and leagues combine, some solitary wander. Avant away the cruel sway, tyrannic man's dominion, the sportsman's joy, the murdering cry, the fluttering gory pinion. But Peggy dear, the evening's clear, thick flies the skimming swallow. The sky is blue, the fields in view, all fading green and yellow. Come, let us stray our gladsome way, and view the charms of nature, the rustling corn, the fruited thorn, and ilk a happy creature. We'll gently walk and sweetly talk, while the silent moon shines clearly. I'll clasp thy waist and fondly pressed, swear how I love thee dearly. Not vernal showers to budding flowers, not autumn to the farmer, as dear can be as thou to me, my fair, my lovely charmer. watchman am I, to rail and to lie, a statesman, a soldier, to plot or to fight, a sly man of business, contriving a snare, a big belly bottles, the whole of my care. The peer I don't envy, I give him his bow. I scorn not the peasant, though ever so low, but a club of good fellows, like those that are here, and a bottle like this, are my glory and care. Here passes the squire on his brother, his horse, percentum, the set with his purse. But see you the crown, how it weighs in the air, the big belly bottle still eases my care. The wife of my bosom, alas, she did die. For sweet consolation, to church I did fly. I found that old sermon proved it fair, that a big belly bottle's a cure for all care. I once was persuaded a venture to make, a letter informed me that all was to wreck, but the pursy old landlord just waddled upstairs with a glorious bottle that ended my cares. My scares, their comforts, a maxim laid down by the board, what you call him, that wore the black gown. And faith, I agree with the old prick to a hair, for a big belly bottle's a heaven of care. Here passes the squire on his brother, his horse, percentum, a sit with his purse. But see you the crown, how it weighs in the air, as a big belly bottle still eases my care.
Good evening, folks, from Victoria here. So this is my humble tribute to the memory of Robert Burns, Scotland's dearly beloved poet. I wrote this a few years ago. It's called The Bard, obviously. Good evening to you chosen few, wha join me in this hallowed pew, to say a word in prayers few for our lang dead bard, wha fell when in his ain young prime, and by his Maker's hand divine was skelped out of life, releasing his wretched painful body frae worldly strife. There's them that thocht oor rab uncouth, a ploomin wi a ploat smooth, and sick a hellish drunkard's druth, that quenched the very fire o' Master Nick, that horny deal while ladies hoof upon our young chiel. We has Achilles' weakness for strong and dandy demon drink, what he slabber in drunken meekness. But I maun envy Rab's affliction,
for his simple Lalan's diction, words of truth and none of fiction, just honest emotion. For in the path throughout his life, when loving another good man's wife, his heart by Eros shot, he wept the tears for life's unfairness, for illicit love sae hot. But aye, he was a ranting lad, a lusty, thrusty, reiving lad, a laughing, winking, pluming lad, wi' melted hearts. In fields o' barley, scares above, he skelt his seeds in acts o' love, wi' lips sae tender. His trysts were mony, be the female gender. But he looed the breast with a Hieland lass, but tears of pertinent time would pass. His love for that Celtic maid would last but for a heartbeat. For 'twas bonny Jean wha his love devoured him, in swarling sighs and silken sweet whim, his love it glowed, and he gied to her his burnest name, their love overflowed. So I'll raise my glass to that communista wha saw the grander social vista frae cottage humble. I'll bless his ever outspoken word, this pluming course, this tender bard. This is my attempt to sing Coming Through the Rye. Gin a body meets a body coming through the rye, gin a body kiss that body, need that body cry. Every laddie has his lassie, none to say aye. But the lassie smile at me when I'm coming through the rye. Gin a body meet a body coming through the glen, gin a body kiss a body, need a body ken. Every jockey has his Jenny, none they say aye. But yon lassies wink at me when coming through the rye. Oh, can a body meet a body coming frae the well? Can a body kiss a body, oh, need that body tell? Every laddie has his lassie, none they say aye. But yon lassies smile at me when I'm coming through the rye. Meet a body coming frae the tune, can a body kiss that body, need that body gloom. Every laddie has his lassie, none to say aye. But the lassies look me weel when we came through the rye. Yes, how the lassies look me weel when we come through the rye.
Wee sleek-it, cowering, timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needna start wassy hasty with bicker and brattle. I would be laith to run and chase thee with murder and pattle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. Thou doubt na whiles, but thou maun thieve, what then, poor beastie, thou maun live? A day mere nickel in a thread's a sma' request. I'll get my blessing with a lave, and never missed. Thou wee bit hoosie, ta'en the ruins, it's silly was the winds are strewing, and naething now to bring a new ane, the foliage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cosy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash the cruel cooter passed out through thy cell. That wee bit heap of leaves and stibble has cost thee mony's a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for other trouble, but who's nor hald to thole the winter's sleety dribble, cran ruach cald. But Moosie, thou are no thy lane, and proven forsake might be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang after gly, and leave us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still, thou art blessed compared with me, the present only touches thee. But oh, how I backward cast my ee on prospects drear, and forward, though I canna see, I guess and fear.
Aye, Abdi, if it like, happy Burnsnacht. Clarky Innes here. I'm going to be doing Lazy Lindsay. This is a song that Burns wrote. He only wrote the chorus, Will You Gang to the Heelings, Lazy Lindsay. And all the versions that you ken are mostly Victorian versions, none of which I am a big fan of. So I wrote my own. So these verses are mine, chorus is Rab's. Lazy Lindsay. Well, you gang to the heelings, Lazy Lindsay. Well, you gang to the heelings with me. Well, you gang to the heelings, Lazy Lindsay. My bride and my darling to be. Well, you said that you would take my hand last Sunday. Fun, we were warm and whispering in my bed. But your elbow played a different jig on Monday. Like I own bonny words are never said. So well you gang to the heelings, Lazy Lindsay. Well you gang to the heelings with me. Well you gang to the heelings, Lazy Lindsay. My bride and my darling to be. Well you ken I couldna gie yesterday's pleasure for Elka Corner, Brizzes, Brecht and Hams, but our little crafty nozzles in the heather, and happy poors a record our lum. Oh well you gang to the heelings, Lazy Lindsay. Well you gang to the heelings with me. Well you gang to the heelings, Lazy Lindsay. My bride and my darling to be. Now we'll hae our breakfast by the and we'll watch the sealies playing in the swell, and we'll hold each other's harness through the thunder, and happy none other's bosey in the car. So will you gang to the Heelands, lazy Lindsay? Will you gang to the Heelands with me? Will you gang to the Heelands, lazy Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be, my bride and my darling to be, my bride and my darling to be. Oh, bloody hell. Well, let's forget the end of that one then.
Hello, Burns night I know, but I'm just back from Edinburgh, so I thought I'd do a tune by Goodbye Miss Mackenzie called The Rattler. Nothing to do with Burns, just back there from tonight, so... I'm coming down the line, I'm a rattling boy, he's a rattling boy, rattling through the countryside. I'm a rattling boy, he's a rattling boy, I live from day to day. I'm a rattling boy, I eating them, cheating them on my way. I'm a rattling boy, I'm going down the line, I'm going to a better time, I'm going to a better place. I don't like people to know my face. I can get these feet out of that clay, and I can take you all the way. I'm as stationary as a stream, I'm as aimless in extreme. I'll hold what I need in my right hand. I'm a rattling boy, he's a rattling boy, I do the work my gut demands. I'm a rattling boy, he's a rattling boy, I'm going down the line, I'm going to a better time, I'm going to a better place. I don't like people to know my face. I can help get those feet out of that clay, but I can't take you all the way. If I could hold you, if I could love you, then I would do. I can't help get those feet out of that clay, but I can take you all the way. I'm a rattling boy, I can take you all the way. I'm a rattling boy, I can't take you all the way. I'm a rattling boy, I can't take you all the way. I'm a rattling boy. Burns, bit of Willie Stewart. You're welcome, Willie Stewart. You're welcome, Willie Stewart. There's nice a flower that blooms in May. It's half so welcome thou art. You're welcome, Willie Stewart. You're welcome, Willie Stewart. There's nice a flower that blooms in May. It's half so welcome thou art. From pompous high express your joy, more and more renew it. The tuppet hen gate ring up and welcome, Willie Stewart. You're
The Whistle by Charles Murray. He cut a sappy sack of fair muckle rodent tree. He trimmed it and he wat it and he thumped it on his knee. He never heard the cushat when the harrow broke her eggs. He missed the cragget hare and nab and puddocks in the segs. He forgot to hound the collie at the cattle when they strayed. But you should have seen the whistle that the wee hare made. He wheepled on't at morn and he tweetled on't at nicht. He puffed his freckled cheeks till his nose sank out of sicht. The kye were late for milking when he piped them up the close. The kittens got his supper sign and he was bed at boss. But he cared na doch nor dochen what they did or thought or said. There was comfort in the whistle that the wee hare made. For lying lang o' mornings he had clawed the colt for weeks, but noo he had his bonnet on afore the rafe had breeks. He was whistling to the porridge that were hotin on the fire. He was whistling o'er the travies to the bailey in the byre. Nae a blackbird or a mavis that he piping for their trade was a marrow for the whistle that the wee hare made. He played a march to battle. He come dirling through the mist till the Hofflin squared his shoulders and made up his mind to list. He tried a spring for wooers. They wistna what it kent. But the kitchen lass was laughing and he thought she maybe kent. He got ream and buttered bannocks for the loving lilt he played. Wasn't that a cheery whistle that the wee hare made? He blew them rant sae lively, shortishes, reels and jigs. The foley sprang his muckle legs and capered down the rigs. The grey-tailed fitfit bobbit out to hear his ainstra spey. The bod came louping through the corn to clean please stray. The feet o' ilka man and beast got yucky when he played. He ever heard of whistle like the wee hare made? But the snow it stopped the herding, and the winter brought him dule. And in spite of hacks and chilblains, he was shod again for school. He couldna soch the catechist or pipe the rule of three. He was keep it in and lick it when the other loons got free. But he often played the truant. It was the only thing he played, 'cause the meester brunt the whistles that the wee hare made.
Robbie Burns is well known for his politics and his socialist outlook, and the fact that he didn't like privilege and he didn't like people who were above themselves. He was very much for the common man. This song sort of reflects that viewpoint. This is A Man's a Man.
Is there for honest poverty that hangs his head in all that? Go coward slave, we pass him by, we dare be poor for all that. For all that and all that, our toils obscured and all that. The rank is but the guinea stamp, the man's a gowd for all that. What though on homely fare we dine, we're hooded grey and all that. He fills their silks and knaves their wine, a man's a man for all that. For all that and all that, the tinsel show and all that. The honest man that e'er so poor is king o' men for all that. You see on Birkie Cod a laird, the studs and stairs and all that. Though hundreds worship at his word, he's but a coof for all that. For all that and all that, his ribbon star and all that. The man of independent mind will look and slaugh at all that. A prince
can mak a belted knight, a Marquis Duke, and all that. But honest man's aboon his might, good faith he minna for that. For all that and all that, the dignities and all that, the pith o' sense and pride o' worth, a higher rank than all that. Then let us pray that come the day, as come it still for all that, that sense and worth o'er the earth shall bear the gree and all that. For all that and all that is coming yet, for all that, that man to man the world o'er shall brothers be, for all that. For all that and all that is coming yet, for all that, that man to man the world o'er shall brothers be, for all that. This isn't a Burns song, but I think it reflects Burns' political views and his views on society, on equality and oppression and abuse of power, empire and stuff like that. This was written by Hamish Henderson. It's written for bagpipe, so it's quite difficult to play actually. It's called Freedom Come O Ye. Rock the wind, aye, the clear day's dawning, blows the clouds, hails the gowrie o'er the bay. But there's mair nor a rock wind blowing through the great glen o' the world day. It's a thought that we gather rottens, they rogues that gang gallows fresh and gay. Tak the road and seek other loanings, wi' their ill ploys to sport and play. Nae mair will our bonny callants march to war when our braggarts coarsely craw, nor we weans fae Pitthead and Clachan mourn the ships sailing down the broomy law. Broken families and lands we've harried, will Scotland the brave nae mair, nae mair. Black and white until other married, mak the vile barracks o' their measter bear. So come all ye at hame wi' freedom, never heed what the hoodies croak for doom. In your house all the bairns o' Edom will find breed, barley, and painted room. When Maclean's wi' his friends in Springburn, all the roses and geens will turn to bloom, and a black lad for ye na Yanga dings the fell gallows of the burghers doom.
This is in honour of Robbie Burns. This is My Love is Like a Red, Red Rose. My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There's quite a lot of talk at the moment in the UK, at any rate, about indiscretions at parties. So here's a Robbie Burns-esque take on that. Okay? To a 30. Oh, what a sleekit, horrible beastie lurks in your belly after a feastie. Just as you sit down among your kin, there starts to stir an enormous wind. The neeps and tatties and mushy peas start working like a gentle breeze, but soon the puddin' with the sonsy face will hae ye blowin' all o'er the place. No matter what the hell ye do, abdy's gonna hae to pay. Even if you try to stifle, it's like a bullet coming out a rifle. Hold your bum tight to the chair, try to stop the leaking air. Shift yourself fae cheek to cheek, pray to God it doesna reek. But all the efforts go asunder, out it comes like a clap of thunder, ricochets around the room, michty me, a sonic boom. God almighty, it fairly reeks. I hope I havena my breeks, to the bog a better scurry. Ah, what the hell, it's no my worry. Abdy round about me choking, one or two are nearly boking. I'll feel better for a while, canna help but raise a smile. It was him, a shouting glower, alas too late, he's just keeled over. You dirty bugger, they shout and stare, I'm no that welcome anymore. Where'er you go, let your wind gang free. That sounds like just the job for me. What a fuss at Rabbie's party, o'er the sake of one wee farty.
Greetings to our friends in the Folk Club in Scotland. We're very excited about this new year being a part of the Folk Club, and also the Robbie Burns celebration is coming up. I don't know many of the songs people celebrate Robbie Burns Day here in different places, and we're just becoming more familiar with that. But we do have a song that is poetic and talks about the love relationship over a period of years throughout this lifetime. I think it's a neat ballad, so here, we're going to sing this. He remembers the first time he met her. He remembers the first thing she said. He remembers the first time he held her, and the night she came to his bed. He remembers her sweet way of saying, honey, has something gone wrong? He remembers the fun and the teasing, and the reason he wrote her this song. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I'll love you until the rivers run still, and the four winds we know blow away. They would walk down the street in the evening, and for years I would watch them go by. And the love that was more than the clothes that they wore, you could see it in the gleam in their eyes. As a kid they would take me for candy, and I loved to go tagging along. We'd hold hands while we walked to the corner, and the old man would sing her this song. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I'll love you until the rivers run still, and the four winds we know blow away. Now he walks down the street in the evening, and he stops by the old candy store, and somehow believe he's believing that he's holding her hand like her love walking with him, and he smiles and thinks she might stay. Then the old man walks up to the hilltop, and he gives her a daisy a day. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I'll love you until the rivers run still, and the four winds we know blow away.
This is the Silver Tassie. Go fetch to me a pint of wine and fill it in a silver tassie, that I may drink before I go a service day. My bonny lassie, the boat rocks at the pier o' Leith, full out the wind, flows to the ferry, the ship rides by the barrack law, and I'm on leave, my bonny Mary. The trumpets sound, the banners fly, the glittering spears are ranked and ready. The shouts of war are heard afar, the battle closes deep and bloody. It's not the roar of sea or shore what make me longer wish to tarry, nor shouts of war that's heard afar. It's leaving me, my bonny Mary. It's leaving me, it's leaving me. This is the Wild Mountainside. Beauty is within grasp, hear the highlands call, the last mile is upon us, I'll carry you if you fall. I know the armor's heavy now, I know the heart is tired. It's beautiful just over the wild mountainside. Snow is falling all over out of clear blue sky. Crow is flying high over. You and I are going to wander high above where the air is rare. Wild horses ride. It's beautiful, let's go over the wild mountainside. wild and free we roam. Only a mile to go. Beauty is within grasp. Hear the highlands call. The last mile is upon us. I'll carry you if you fall. I know the armor's heavy now. I know the fear inside. It's beautiful just roaming the wild mountainside.
Good evening. Tonight I'm going to talk about a band called Bratty Banner and a CD called Shetland Lights. I'm going to do this questions and answers because I found it easier to do it this way. So we'll start with question 1. Who were in the band and when was it formed? There were 6 members of Bratty Banner. It was Andy Ritchie, Barbara Ann Burnett, Eddie Connor, John Simpson, Sandy Fettis and myself. And with Gordon Mackay as our very hard-working manager. We formed the band in the year 2006. Question 2. What would be the highlights of the band's time together? 2 come to mind. The first one being when we were accepted to play on the Danny Kyle Open Stage in Celtic Connections in Glasgow. It takes part in the exhibition hall during the Celtic Connections itself, and I think the top 2 bands go through and get a supporting role the following year. We just narrowly missed getting through, but it was great fun in our little minibus going down there and coming back, stopping for fish suppers at Forfar and stuff like that. It was really good. The second would be the launch of the CD, Shetland Lights, in the Belvedere Hotel in Stonehaven. And thanks goes to the Stonehaven Folk Club because it was done during their annual festival. Question 3. Where and when was the CD Shetland Lights recorded and who were the sound engineers? Okay, the Shetland Lights were recorded in May 2007 at Aden Park in Mintlaw, the little studio there. And we actually did it in 2 consecutive 12-hour weekends with some nights in between. It's quite a short length. It was 60 hours and the whole thing was done. Luckily there was a little kitchen up the stairs because we must have drank about 1,000 gallons of tea during the recordings and the playbacks. The sound engineers were a guy called James Hunter, a superb sound engineer, and Gavin Sutherland himself, part of a band, the Sutherland Brothers. You remember Lying in the Arms of Mary, the big hit that they had. They guided us well on something that we'd not a clue about. Question 4. What did you find the hardest thing about recording the CD? There's 2 things actually. The main thing was we were well rehearsed for this. You must be rehearsed before you can go near a studio. And we spent about 4,000 hours of rehearsal time, mainly at John's house. We need to thank John and Lindsay for providing us with the good pieces and the tea and coffee when we were doing that. So we were really prepped up, ready to go once we got to the studio. The first thing I found very hard was the way they set it up, because I had to sit with the guitar and play the song all the way through. No singing, no sound, no mumbling, no humming, nothing, just the guitar into a mic, and then that was used as the bass line, and then built the song, vocals, different instruments on the top of that. I found that hard. That was, you had to sing it in your head kind of thing. The second was singing into a mic where you can't hear your voice because you're hearing other singers coming through the headphones that you're wearing. So that takes a bit of getting used to as well. Question 5. What about the tracks on the CD? Okay, the process, the selection process, we all got together and decided what we were going to do, and the title track, The Shetland Lights, was a song I'd written a few years before when we were over in Shetland on a visit there with a band called Chirrie, played in Chirrie at that time. It was based on someone working on the offshore on the oil rigs and missing his wife back on the farm in Shetland, and the oil rigs were just coming into sort of being at that time. Lots of people were moving offshore to work. We've got to thank the Lions side for the photograph. I'll show you on here. This is the Shetland Lights album, and it's a Balmoral platform. Oh, I'm upside down. The Balmoral platform that you could see on the front. And a huge thanks also goes to Gordon, our manager, but also Gordon that built us a website for the band and put all the artwork together for the CD. Thanks also goes to Peter Hockey for his musical talents and musical knowledge. Together with Sandy and John, they did most of the tunes and the arrangements for the CD. There's 3 tracks I would like to talk about on the album. First one is called The White Horse of Mormond. It was adapted from a poem by the Reverend Charles Burney from Stricken, and it tells the tale of the White Horse on Mormond Hill and why it's there, and the story of the White Horse itself and what happened there. It was a magical moment with Barbara Ann and myself when the CD was eventually printed out, that we actually went to Stricken and presented a copy to Charlie himself. And he was fair chuffed at getting that from us. The second track I'd like to talk about is a track called Mary Hamilton's Lament. Now this is an adaptation of the song The Four Marys, of which Mary Hamilton was one, and John came up with the idea of starting with a poem that he read himself, and it was a brilliantly read poem about Mary Hamilton and her demise. So it kind of worked well together with the song itself. The last one I'd like to talk about is Easy Chair. This is a Bob Dylan cover that we did, we banified it, and I wanted it to sound like a bar in the Wild West, and that's how we got the honky tonk piano into it as well. The individual instrumental pieces, which had harmonica, fiddle, accordion and piano, they were inspired by the intro and outro by the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, which I used to think was brilliant how they did that. Question 6. Was there ever a plan for a second CD? We did have material for a second CD, yes. You'll find it on the website. There still is songs on there that were recorded in concerts. We went to the studio to start the second CD, but it was done, we decided to do it like piecemeal, doing little bits at a time, a track here, a track there, and for some reason it never worked. It never had the impetus of the first CD, how that was done in a block. So it was kind of stopped. We put a stop to it at that stage and shelved it for the time being. And then we've all kind of gone our separate musical ways at that time. But well, you never know. You never know. Who knows? Now, the last question: are there still copies of the CD Shetland Lights? Yes, there are. In the Folk Club, we do have copies of Shetland Lights. And what we're going to do with them, we're going to sell them for £5 plus postage and packing. The £5 will go to the Folk Club's charity fund, because we give to local charities every year. And then if you contact us through the website or the club website, you'll be able to get details of how to get the album. It's a really good CD. It's a good mix of songs and tunes. I'm going to finish up with showing you a short video of the band rehearsing Dougie MacLean's song Ready for a Storm, as I was playing at the start, in the village hall in Cruden Bay. And we've got some views of Slains Castle and the wild sea crashing on the rocks. I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for listening.
To the sailor's soul, till there's nothing left that he can hold except the rolling ocean. But I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Oh, give me mercy for my dreams, 'cause every confrontation seems to tell me what it really means to be this lonely sailor. And when the sky begins to clear, the sun it melts away my fear. I'll cry a silent weary tear for those that need to love me. But I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. Ready for the storm. The distance, it is no real friend, and time will take its time, and you will find that in the end it brings me you, the lonely sailor. But when you take me by your side, you love me warm, you love me, and I should have realized I have no reasons to be frightened. But I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm.
Should old acquaintance be forgot, never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for auld lang syne? For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne. And surely you'll be your pint stop, and surely I'll be mine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. We twa hae running aboot the braes, and bowed the gowans fine. We've wandered mony a weary fit since Auld Lang Syne. We twa ha paddled in the burn, a morning sun till dine, but seas between us braid hae roared sin' Auld Lang Syne. Sin' Auld Lang Syne, my dear, sin' Auld Lang Syne, but seas between us braid hae roared sin' Auld Lang Syne. And there's a hand, my trusty fear, and gaze a hand o' thine. We'll tak a right good welly walk for Auld Lang Syne.